Good morning and thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville, and we're going to start with some breaking news this morning. The estranged son of Nashville's police chief is dead, and new video shows what happened moments before his death. John Drake Jr. was wanted for shooting 2 police officers over the weekend. His death ends what had become a statewide manhunt. So take a look at this new video. Police say it shows Drake late last night crashing this car that he stole at gunpoint. Then you can see him jump out of the car and run. Now, officers were in the area. They heard a gunshot, and this second video shows them running towards that sound. Ultimately, they found Drake dead. The 2 officers Drake is accused of shooting over the weekend are home recovering. Police believe that Drake died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And there's an update in the case of a little girl police say was killed by her mother and her mother's boyfriend. Brittany Jackson and Jalen Hobson are both charged with first-degree murder in the death of 4-year-old Sequoia Samuels. Now, a judge in Memphis has just decided that both are going to stay in jail without bond. Bond has now been revoked. Police say the 2 lied to police when they reported the little girl missing. Investigators say Sequoia had actually been dead for weeks. A warning about a guy pretending to be a fire inspector. The state fire marshal's office says he's accused of going to businesses claiming to be with the fire marshal's office and needs to inspect fire suppression systems. They say he's done this in Tullahoma and McMinnville. Agencies are now trying to figure out who exactly he is. And the results are in. Current Franklin Mayor Ken Moore is keeping his seat. He beat controversial challenger Gabrielle Hansen, and the votes weren't even close. A lot of people across the country were watching how this was going to play out. Unofficial results show Moore won by more than 9,000 votes, landing him re-election for a 3rd term. Voters rejected Hansen, who gained national attention when neo-Nazis showed up to a debate to support her. She denied inviting them or having any association with white supremacy. Our crew did try to go to her campaign party last night, but we were not allowed in.
Good morning in the WVLT newsroom. I'm Harry Sullivan. This morning, TDOT, the Tennessee Department of Transportation, is asking us to be careful after 4 of their trucks have been hit in just 1 month. One of those crashes actually left a worker hurt. TDOT's reminding us to move over because it is the law. Since 2006, Tennessee's Move Over law says if you see an emergency vehicle on the side of the road, you have to move over to give it a lane of space. Breaking that law comes with some harsh penalties, a maximum fine of $500 and up to 30 days in jail. TDOT says if you can, move over, and if you can't, slow down. This morning, a sharp rise in hepatitis cases across the volunteer state has a lot of health officials reminding us to get tested. So far this year, 281 new cases of hepatitis C have been diagnosed across the state, more than double the amount that we saw last year. Hep B cases up 35% statewide, too. Health leaders say one of the reasons for the spike is an increase in opioid use.
We are in the middle of an opioid epidemic. We are seeing an increase in injection drug use, and with that comes a lot of risk for hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV.
Health leaders say anyone over 18 needs to get tested for hepatitis because if you do get B or C, it can damage your liver severely. The good news is, though, is hepatitis A, B, and C can all be treated. And the fall colors starting to pop in the Great Smoky Mountains. Take a look at this. This is the view on the Foothills Parkway right now. Here's the issue. The views are so good, everyone wants to go see them. The National Park posted on Facebook encouraging you to go elsewhere to see the leaves, like the Cumberland Gap, the Obed Wild and Scenic River. Their reason, the park's just too crowded right now.
Yeah, I've noticed this time around with all the fall colors and stuff, there's definitely a lot more people than I was used to. More traffic, more lookouts, traffic, and just more people in general.
Nice warmer afternoons here have pushed a lot of people there. Last week and this week, really the peak times to see that fall foliage in full swing in the Smokies. In the WVLT newsroom, I'm Harry Sullivan. Those are your top stories around East Tennessee.
Well, First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro joining us with a look at the forecast. And for most of us, I mean, it feels pretty warm out there, Stefano.
It feels much more like summer than it does the middle of fall. Now, eventually that fall-like weather is going to make a comeback, but not before we really get a couple more days here, really through the weekend, of this unusually warmer weather for this time of year. I should just say unseasonably warmer because this does happen from time to time. We'll be near 80 in Nashville, 83 Memphis, 77 Cookeville, 76 in Knoxville, and 77 in Chattanooga. Good sunshine today. A few more clouds will mix in tonight, 50s and 60s starting off our day tomorrow. So that's decently mild to start off the day. We should notice more cloud cover around through tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't mean no sunshine, but just a little bit more so than what we'll see today. Right at 80 in Nashville again, 83 Memphis, Tiptonville at 82, 77 Cookeville, Chattanooga 79, Knoxville should end up right around the upper 70s. Now this is really going to be what the story will be through the end of the week going into the weekend. We'll still hover right around 80. We eventually toss in a spotty rain shower into the mix, but looking ahead to early next week, this is our big weather story. We will get some rain early on Monday ahead of a cold front. It's on the backside of that cold front, though, that there's a big chill coming our way. Things are really going to drop in the temperature department, Amanda. Maybe about a 20 to 30 degree temperature difference between Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon.
All right, we'll continue to watch that, Stefano. Thanks. Well, Tennessee joins dozens of states now suing Meta, claiming that both Facebook and Instagram are harmful and addictive for young people. The federal lawsuit was filed by more than 30 attorneys general and includes Tennessee. States accuse Meta of affecting mental health and contributing to a crisis, spiking depression and suicidal thoughts. Well, your daycare could soon get help improving safety. The state is giving money to child care programs all across Tennessee. So we're talking about $4,000 for things like bullet-resistant film, security cameras, even door code systems. The grant could also be used for training as well. Providers that apply have got to be licensed, though, with the state's Department of Human Services. That's a look at your news and weather across the state. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
You're watching Tennessee in 10, your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.